In 1987, Scott Turow's legal thriller Presumed Innocent took the literary world by storm, setting the stage for the genre of legal dramas that would dominate the following decades. The book's success was quickly translated into a 1990 film adaptation starring Harrison Ford as Rusty Savage, a prosecutor embroiled in the murder investigation of his colleague and lover, Carolyn Polimis. Directed by Alan J. Pakula, the film was a commercial hit, grossing over $200 million worldwide. Yet, after the film's release, the Presumed Innocent franchise fell into a long period of dormancy, until now. In 2024, television producer David E. Kelley, known for his long history of successful legal dramas like Boston Legal and Big Little Lies, has adapted the novel into an 8-episode limited series for Apple TV+. While the premise remains largely the same, Kelley's adaptation offers a fresh perspective on the story, with changes to both the characters and the plot that distinguish it from the 1990 movie. The original adaptation, a tale of suspicion and betrayal. The original Presumed Innocent movie closely follows the plot of Turow's novel. Rusty Savage, a prosecutor in Illinois, finds himself caught in the investigation of his lover Carolyn's brutal murder. At first, Rusty is tasked with leading the investigation, but as the evidence begins to stack against him, he becomes the prime suspect in the crime. A complex web of affairs, political ambition, and legal maneuvering ensues, culminating in a shocking twist that sees Rusty realize that his wife, Barbara, was the actual killer, motivated by jealousy and betrayal. The 1990 film captures the tense atmosphere of the book, blending courtroom drama with psychological twists. However, the film version of Carolyn Polimis, played by Greta Scacchi, is a scheming, ambitious character whose manipulative relationships with male characters, including Rusty, play a significant role in her ultimate demise. Her portrayal taps into the 1980s era paranoia around women using their sexuality to advance professionally, a theme that fits within the social context of the time. The Apple TV series, a modern take on a classic legal thriller. Fast forward to 2024, and Presumed Innocent has been reimagined as an 8-part series. With a modern setting and a more diverse cast, David E. Kelley has breathed new life into the story, while keeping its core legal thriller elements intact. Jake Gyllenhaal takes over Harrison Ford's iconic role as Rusty Savage, a character who now faces the added complexity of modern-day investigative techniques and evolving attitudes toward power dynamics in the workplace. While the central premise of a prosecutor under suspicion for murder remains unchanged, Kelley's adaptation introduces several key differences. Perhaps the most notable shift is the handling of Carolyn Polimis' character. In the original film, Carolyn is portrayed as an ambitious woman who uses her relationships with powerful men to climb the social ladder. This characterization, while fitting the narrative of the time, now feels dated, reflecting a cultural moment in the late 1980s when such tropes were prevalent in thriller narratives. In contrast, the Apple TV version of Carolyn, played by Renata Reintz, is shown in a more sympathetic light. Far from being the manipulative seductress of the original, she's depicted as caring, sensitive, and complex. This change suggests that Kelley is looking to move away from the more reductive, gendered interpretations of Carolyn's character, opting instead for a portrayal that offers more depth and nuance. The motivations behind her relationship with Rusty are still under wraps, but early indications point to a more layered and less antagonistic depiction. Shifting the focus, character depth and new storylines. Kelley's longer format allows him to delve deeper into the characters' psyches, a luxury that the 2-hour film could not afford. For example, the character of Barbara Savage, Rusty's wife, is given more screen time and a fuller backstory. Played by Ruth Negga, Barbara is no longer just the aggrieved spouse but a woman with her own career, ambitions, and complex emotions. Kelley's writing suggests that Barbara has made personal sacrifices for her family, and her relationship with Rusty feels more grounded and relatable in the series. Additionally, the subplot involving Rusty's search for an alternative suspect, someone with a personal vendetta against Carolyn, replaces the B-file twist from the movie, in which Carolyn is revealed to have been involved in corrupt dealings. This shift allows the show to explore more of the investigative process and add new layers of intrigue without repeating the original film's plot points. The impact of the changes: more depth, fewer tropes. In terms of structure, the Apple TV series also updates the story's pacing and adds more red herrings, giving Kelly the freedom to explore the complexities of the legal world in ways that the original film could not. The expanded format allows for richer character development, including a deeper exploration of Rusty's inner turmoil and the moral dilemmas he faces. Gyllenhaal's portrayal of Rusty emphasizes his vulnerability and guilt, providing a stark contrast to Ford's more stoic version of the character. Moreover, the series updates the social context of the story, reflecting a more diverse world and modern sensibilities. This includes the casting choices, with actors of various backgrounds bringing new perspectives to the roles, ensuring that the story resonates with contemporary audiences. Conclusion: a fresh perspective on a classic thriller. While the Apple TV adaptation of Presumed Innocent retains many of the core elements of Scott Turow's original novel and the 1990 film, it represents a significant departure in both tone and execution. By focusing on character depth and updating the social dynamics, David E. Kelly offers a more contemporary take on the story that feels relevant to today's audiences. The changes made to the characters and plot, including the more sympathetic portrayal of Carolyn Paulimas and the expanded role of Barbara Savage, offer a fresh perspective on the classic legal thriller. Whether you're a fan of the original film or new to the story, the Apple TV series is sure to captivate viewers with its mix of suspense, intrigue, and emotional depth.